Right, good day, scholars. This is for your Mexicana Herencia Boutique Mexican fashion application. Sorry if I said that wrong. Um, so we got a lot of screens here. I was looking at this before I started, and we're gonna go step by step here. So first off, we got to do these buttons here. I'm gonna rename these. So I'm gonna call this the education button. I'm gonna call the button to browse button. Browse button. Okay. And once we have that, we can go into the blocks and we can code these out real quick. Education button, when they click on that, we want to go to control and we want to open another screen name. I'm going to call that screen name. Let's see, what is it? It is the education screen. Perfect. So I'm going to type in education screen exactly like it shows in MIT Adminter here. If yours is name's different, make sure you put that in there. Next button, I'm going to just copy and paste this. I'm going to change education button to browse button, and I'm going to call this the style screen, I think what it is. Right, style screen. Let's do this. Style screen. Perfect. That's the code for screen one. That's done. The education screen I'm going to do last because that's pretty easy. Let's look at the style screen. So let's see here. We got this spinner here. We're not going to do anything with this. We're just going to, so remember, this is a minimum viable product. It doesn't have to work completely. Let's do this continue button real quick. I'm going to rename this continue button. I'm going to name these buttons too. I'm going to call this the zippered button or zip button, just so we know what they are in the code. Pull over button. And then we've got the Baja button. I'm just going to do hoodies, right? So there's hoodies, shirts, hats, whatever. You can change it up if you want. It doesn't matter to me. I'm just going to do hoodies. These look good. And I'm going to leave the buttons like this. You guys can make them look however you want. But the way we're going to indicate to the user which one they have selected is by colors. So first off, let's jump into the code for this. So first off, I'm just going to do the continue button. This is easy. Real quick, when they do the continue button, open another screen with the screen name of, I believe it's design screen. It is. So design screen, boom. Then what we're going to do is we have to make these buttons, right? So we're not going to have it actually work. Like, they're going to choose it and they're going to continue, but on the next screen, it's just going to be a zippered hoodie probably. Because the code for that's more complicated than we have time for. But what we're going to do is I'm just going to do zip button. So when the zip button is clicked, first off, if the zip button, I'm going to grab some math here. What it's going to do is, if the zip button, we're going to have it to where when they click on these, they turn green, and the other ones are gray. You can have different colors if you want, but that way, when they click on zipper, it'll turn green. When they click on pullover, it'll turn green, and the zipper will turn back to gray, so on and so forth. So what we're going to do is, if the zip button, color, let's do color. If the zip button background color is what I want, is equal to the gray that it is already, right? Because that's the color that it's at, correct? Let's make the default color light gray for each of these. That one's light gray already, fantastic. If it's light gray already, we're gonna have it change to set zip button color. Come on, go in there. To, we need colors here, green. Right? So all that does right now is they click on the zippered button, it turns green to show them that they selected it. What we also have to ensure is if you selected these other ones, that if you turn this one green, the other ones turn back to gray. So I'm going to grab the pullover. You know what we're going to do? I'm just going to Control-C, Control-V this one. And we're going to do Baja, change to gray. Is this the same gray? No, it's not the same gray. Let me check the colors on these. So light gray is what? C, a bunch of C and F, and okay. I don't know if that'll help me. I think that's the same color. You'll have to play around with it. but I think that's the same color. And then Baja, and then pullover as well. So what that'll do is, if the zip button's gray, right, it's going to turn it to green and make sure the other ones are still gray. If it's not gray, what's going to happen is it means it's green already. And we're going to set it, I'm just going to copy and paste this. It'll set it to gray, back to gray. Okay. I think that'll work. And we'll test this in a second. I'm going to copy and paste this. And we're going to do the pullover button. So if the pullover button is gray, it'll turn the pullover button to green and change the Baja and the zipper button to gray. Otherwise, it'll turn it to gray. I think I'm doing this correct. Let me test it in just a moment, and we'll do the Baja one as well. Baja, if the Baja button is gray, turn Baja green. Change pullover and zip to gray. Change Baja to gray if it's not. Okay, let me test this. You guys don't have to test this right now. Don't try and scan this. It's not going to work because I did this, you know, but I'm back in time right now, right? Come on, scan it. I just want to make sure this works like I think it's working because I'm doing this from the top of my head. And you always got to test when you're making an application. So zippered works. I can turn zipper green. I messed the colors up. Let me change the colors. Give me a second. I'm going to pause it. Okay, I paused it. This works. The one thing you got to make sure is that all of these grays are the same color. If you're using gray as your default color, make sure they're all the same color. If you're using another color as your default color, again, make sure they're all the same color. Otherwise, because it's using the color as the indicator, but it's working pretty well. I just tested it. So that's fantastic. Let's go back and check and make sure everything's cool here. This will work, but it won't actually change anything. The continue button works fantastic. Let's go to the design screen next. For the design screen, you need some pictures of hoodies. And you're going to change the color that we can do. So what I'm thinking is we'll make this change the color of the line. And we'll change the color of like a circle. This, what we'll do is we'll let them change the type of hoodie. So I'm going to download a couple pictures just for the example. I'm going to look up white hoodie. Images. I'm going to go to tools, color, transparent. And I'm just going to grab this one. Make sure it loads. I'm going to right click on it, open image in new tab, save this image. I'm going to call it hoodie 1. And then I'm going to grab another hoodie. I'm going to type in zip. Boom. Open image in new tab. Right click, save image as hoodie 2. All right. So I've got a couple hoodies there. That'll help us figure out what we're doing. I'm going to upload them to our application. So there's hoodie 1. It's uploading. Look at it go. Fantastic. Upload the other one. Hoodie 2. Great. Hit OK. Uploading. We're good there. So now what we've got to do is we got to upload one of these pictures. So I'm going to upload just hoodie 1 starting off. Boom. There it is for them to design. Don't worry about that. If you want, so if you're using white hoodies, you might want to change the background color to something different. Heads up on that. This will be, I believe, I don't know about the canvas. That might bleed through, that might not. I don't know. Be transparent, who cares? We'll figure it out later. What we're gonna do next is let's do the code for changing the type of hoodie. So this is the pattern spinner. We made it cross and checker. Let's not do that because we're not gonna code that. That's way too much. I'm just gonna have it say hoodie 1, comma, hoodie 2. You can make it more explicit if you want. But that's fine. So what we're going to do, I'm going to rename this to type spinner. Let's do the code for that first. I'm going to make this spinner be the circle spinner. Circle color spinner. Actually, you know what? Never mind. No, we're not doing that. We're not doing that. I don't know why I put two colors here. Color 1 and color 2. Right? So how do we want to do this? Give me a second. Let me think about this. Okay, so we could have multiple colors on here, but I think what I think would work well is if they're going to be drawing on it, I think a line width slider would be better. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of this circle color spinner first off. I'm going to get rid of this button as well. And then, so this will be a color. This will be our color. So I'm just going to make this color, select color instead of color 1. And then we're going to add a slider here. I'm going to make the width of that slider fill apparent. And I'm just going to call it we're just going to leave it slider 1 because it's the width. This button will be color button 1. Just color button is fine. I'm going to name this color spinner so we know. Why not? And then we have this type spinner. Great. Let's go do... Oh, you know what we're going to do? I'm going to add a notifier as well for our checkout. So that's non-visible. I think we're good to start the code. Let's go to the blocks. First off, we need to do the canvas coloring. So I'm going to go to canvas 1, dragged. We want to be able to just draw a line, keep it simple, draw a line, boom. Current X for X1, current Y for Y1, previous X for X2, previous Y for Y2. I might actually have those backwards. We'll test it later and see. I can test it right now, actually, can I? I can't. I don't think I can. Let me see. I don't know if I'm testing it or not. I don't know. Switch those around. We'll see if that works. But that should be good for now. If it doesn't work, we'll just switch them around again. So that should let us draw on the canvas, right? When canvas 1 is dragged, draw a line, previous X, previous Y to current X, current Y. Excuse me. The next thing is we need to have the color changing. Let's do that. So the color button's not going to do it. The color spinner is what's going to happen is when the color spinner is after selecting, we're going to go to control. We're going to do an if then. If, we're going to do some math here, y'all. If the color spinner selection is equal to the color they selected, right? So just straight up, let's look at these red, orange. I'm just going to do red and orange. You can do the rest of them. If it's equal to red, then canvas, set canvas paint color to red. Pretty simple, y'all. And then I'm going to click Control-C, Control-V, boom. If it's orange, change color to orange, right? Makes the most sense here. Do it again. If it's green, change color to green, right? Do all the colors, but they have to be in that spinner as well, okay? So whatever's up in this spinner here is up to what you're doing. What we also need to do is we're changing this button to show the color that they've selected. Even though the button's not going to do anything, we need to indicate that, right? So also, button background color. Yes, set button background color to the same color that's selected. And this will just indicate to the user what color they have selected, and instead of just telling them, it'll show them as well. And again, do this as many times as you need for as many colors as you want. Completely up to y'all. Did I set the correct colors for these? Whatever. I think we're good. So that's the color spinner. That's done along with the button. Let's do the slider. So the slider here, min value is 10, max value, change that down to 5. Thumb position 30, this is fine, I believe. You can change the colors of it if you want, of what it looks like. I'll just leave it default. So what we're going to do is we're going to do slider 1. After the position's changed, we're going to set slider thumb position to, how do I do this again? Let me look at this. It's been a while since I've done the slider. Canvas 1 width, line width. Set, I think this works. I think this will work. Set canvas 1 line width to the slider thumb position. Boom. I think that's good for that. And we don't need that button anymore. I got rid of that button. Yes, I did. And then for this type spinner, let's do that. So the type spinner, clicky, clicky. After selecting, we're going to do an if then for that as well. That'll be easy. If the type spinner selection, I need some math up in here. If the type spinner selection is equal to, let's double check this, hoodie 1, then canvas 1 background image, set that to hoodie1.png. Okay, pretty sweet. If they've selected the other one, if they selected hoodie 2, change it to hoodie2.png. And you can add more if you want. You obviously have to add more hoodies. So that should change that. Let me test all this stuff real quick again and just double check. Connect AI Companion, open up the app, scan QR code. Again, don't try and scan this. This is an older video. I made this in the past, obviously. It's loading, it's loading, it's loading. I've got to do the checkout button too, don't we? So you can draw on this. The line width works. The colors work, and the button changes. Yellow doesn't work. I only did orange, red, and green, didn't I? Yeah. Red works. Green works. Thumb position still works with the slider. Is this working? Let's try this. Can I change the hoodie type? There's that. There's that one. My images aren't changing. And I don't know if it's because of something in my code. Hoodie2.png, hoodie1.png. I think it might just be the type of image I used. Hoodie1.png. I think it might just be the type of image I chose. If your images aren't working, maybe try a different image, download it, just see if it works. If not, if you can't get the images to work, let me know. But that code should work based on my experience and understanding of it. So type spinner after selecting, selection equals hoodie 1. Yeah, that should work. Let's do the notifier next. So the notifier, we're going to keep this easy. The checkout button, right? Button 3, rename this. Checkout button. Let's go to the blocks. And we're going to do this. When the checkout button is clicked, it's going to call the notifier to grab a message. So show message dialog. And we're going to write our message in here. So we're going to go to text. We're going to go to that. We're going to make the title and button the same. Title will say order confirmed. If I could spell. Well, let's have it say your order. We'll have it say your order. Button text will say confirm. And then the message will say, we'll just fake it. We'll just make a fake message and we'll have it say, item, hoodie. Let's do this. We'll do item, zippered, and we're just faking it. Zippered hoodie. We're going to grab a join. Boom. I'm going to grab another blank one. I'm going to need it. And we're going to make this join an extra string here. And we're going to put item hoodie, item zippered hoodie here. I'm going to copy and paste that, put that one there, put that one there. This one's going to be a line break. So it's going to be the less than symbol, BR, greater than symbol. That's just some programming stuff there to break the line. And then we're just going to put a fake price. $49.99. Boom. And I'm going to throw that into here. So now when they hit the checkout button, let me test it. It says your order, item, zippered hoodie, $49.99. I can hit confirm and we're good to go. So that all works. The only thing not working is the image. I don't know why. We'll mess around with it this week and see what we can get to work. But the rest of it seems to be good. So make it look how you want. Get creative. If you guys need help, reach out to me. Otherwise, have some fun with it.